When you're looking to expand internationally, it's important to understand the customs and cultures in other countries. Hi, I'm Daniel Burstein. I'm the Director of Editorial Content at MarketingSherpa. We're here at the MarketingSherpa Media Center at IRCE. I'm joined now by Nadine Spath. She helps companies who want to sell in Germany learn about the market there. So Spath, am I correct there?
Spath, yes. Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about what you do with the German government, Nadine.
So I am the e-commerce expert at Germany Trade and Invest, and we are the inward investment agency. So we help foreign companies to set up a physical presence in Germany, and including that, we obviously promote Germany as a business location. We inform them about all kinds of market data, and it's very important for retailers to know the differences between the e-commerce market, for example, in the US and also in Germany.
Okay, let's take a look at some of that market data. So at MarketingSherpa, we do a chart of the week through our newsletter every week. And while we were at IRCE, we figured let's do a few video charts of the week to get some of the experts talking about the data. So we have some data here about online payment methods in Germany. Where does this data come from?
The data comes from the e-commerce association in Germany, the BIVH, so BIVH or VH. And they are actually doing this once a year. So you see the 2012 to 2015 data. And they asked a little bit more of 1,000 people to ask them about their preferred online payment methods, and you see that it's like the developments are just incredible.
Yeah, I see online payment services have grown since 2012. Perhaps they're leveling off a little. And those online payment services, they're like PayPal and those type of...
Yeah, so we have some that are specifically for Germany, like Sofortüberweisung and Click and Buy and GiroPay, which make up a smaller amount, but PayPal is with about 15 to 20%, I would say, is in that. But as you said, it's an
aggregate of all the different online payment
services. Sometimes I
services.
miss my English words. So that's the aggregation of a lot of payment providers, whereas the purchase on account, which is the next one, the black bar, which is going down a bit but then going up again, is actually the most preferred payment method in Germany, which is very different to other markets.
Yeah, so, and you said for smaller purchases, customers prefer the online payment services, but for larger purchases, they prefer the purchase on accounts.
Yeah, because as you might know, Germans are very risk averse, so security for us is very, very important. So smaller shopping baskets, we are more okay to pay by PayPal or Sofortüberweisung. But if you order a sofa or like a TV online and you want to have it shipped, you would get the product, like the TV or the furniture, in a box or package together with an invoice saying, hey Nadine, thank you for purchasing our sofa, please pay within 14 days, which obviously is very, very different to the US market, where you pay 90% of all the purchases that you do with credit cards. So that's a big thing that retailers must understand when they come to Germany.
Yeah, so, and you said purchase on account, there's a big risk for a lot of returns with that.
There's the risk of the default is with the retailer, that's right. However, there are some measurements that you can take as a retailer to try and figure out who is this a solid, solvent customer or not. So as soon as you enter your data into the whole screen, then you just type in your address and your details, and then they do a background check on you, like instantly. It costs a few cents for each address that you type in, and then I just get the payment methods shown that I'm okay to pay. So as soon as you get purchase on account, you're like, yes, I paid well the last times and I have a good history, so then it's okay for you to pay by purchase on account.
Okay, you said culturally there's a new practice with teenage girls who like to get have a party, you said?
Yeah, we had that before. It's like this horror scenario for retailers. It's called Zalando Party, because you know Zalando is this big fashion retailer in Germany, so teenage girls, they would purchase a lot of fashion items, go home, try them on with their girlfriends, make pictures for Instagram and just send everything back. So of course for them you should not offer purchase on account, because then the return rate is just incredibly high and it's very dangerous and difficult for you to do. Yeah.
Which is something bricks and mortar retailers didn't face, because people felt embarrassed to do that. But e-commerce.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a face to the retailer. You're just an address, basically, on a name. Yeah.
Also, well, so if we look at the data, the thing that, as you said, is kind of probably surprising to Americans, that credit cards payments are so low, because here in America, even if we travel internationally, we can just use a credit card everywhere.
Yeah, no, that is true. It's very low. It's about 10%. Also, for offline payments, so if I go to a shop, also we don't pay by credit card. It's only 5%, so the majority is paid by cash or by debit card. Historically, Germans have an aversion to pay by credit card, because you don't want to live beyond your means. You just want to spend what you have. And also the credit cards, which is only 10% for online payment, it's basically just a 30-day credit limit, because at the end of the month the bank takes it from your debit account. So it's not that you can roll over the credits, which is very, very different to the States as well. That's why the percentage is so low.
Yeah, and even debit card's even lower than that. So how do Germans use debit cards? Are they using them the same as Americans?
Well, I think you have on your credit card, you can pay by debit or credit, right? We have different cards for that. So we have 2 different cards. And here the direct debit actually means that you give the authorization to the retailer and also the bank details to the retailer. So if I shop at your site, I give in my details and I give you the authorization to take the money from my bank account. So you must be registered with the bank, and all banks in Germany offer that, because that's also very safe and secure for the customer. And that's also very well perceived, and a lot of customers do that. So that's also a payment method that you should offer if you go to Germany.
Okay, it's surprising it's very low though.
Yeah, that's true, but maybe because the security for online payment services is increasing, with PayPal doing this extra check, and they are like credited with all the logo, the trust signals, etc. So then maybe that's a reason why the trust goes more to online services now, to online payment services, than the direct debit. But it's still a very, very common thing to do. And it's also here, as you see, it's not the actual transfers, but it's the preferred online payment methods.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Preferred.
That's true, what they prefer. So,
yeah.
And so it sounds like privacy and fraud are also concerned.
Yeah, very much. Security is just very, very important.
Okay, great. So if you had to sum it up, what would be the top advice you'd give to American marketers looking to expand in Germany?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important to do your homework before you go to Germany. So really analyze the market, know what the differences are, and don't assume that the home market is like the other market is like your home market, because that's the biggest mistake retailers can do. Talk to partners, talk to people who know the market, because it's also maybe a language issue at first, so you can't get all the data that you need, because this was published in German, for example, so people that don't speak German, they wouldn't get this data. So it's really do your homework, prepare well, don't just jump in and do it, just do it step by step. And it's also here, we heard the word localization a lot today at the show, just really focus on every market and do specifically for each and every single market.
And don't make assumptions, it sounds like, because we're both major Western economies, but still very different cultural differences.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so Dankeschön, did I say?
Yeah, bitteschön. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. And you can see much more marketing data along with case studies from your peers at MarketingSherpa.com.